Were you quite concerned for the health and safety of your friends that were out on the yacht?
I don't actually know these people.
Should be made to pay if their actions prompt costly rescue efforts. And Marty Black has labelled a group who ventured onto Lake Wakatipu on a homemade raft as stupid. Ingrid Hipkiss has more.
This is a used four tire tubes in a wooden frame held together with bungee cords and duct tape.
You could say people had brain fade or whatever. It's just, well, beyond belief that people would be so stupid to go out in something like this.
That's exactly what Michael Gribbon and his two female companions did. So what were they thinking? Well, Gribbon says they weren't really.
No, I'm afraid we didn't have life jackets, no. It was a bit of a last minute decision. We should have had life jackets.
The paddle out to Pigeon Island on Wednesday went smoothly, but the raft wasn't up to the change in weather.
It is actually quite sturdy, but it's only sturdy if the water is sturdy if the weather changes.
And change it did. By Thursday morning, the lake was choppy and the bad weather had set in.
We were blown by the wind into another island where there was no shelter for us, so we ended up getting stuck on Pigeon Island. We had to stay there all night in the rain.
They didn't know where the search had been mounted. A boat spent several hours searching in the dark and a helicopter was ready to join the search on Friday morning.
It costs money, and at the end of the day, people that are stupid, like these guys were, deserve to pay. End of story.
They eventually made it back to shore under their own steam and were spotted by rescuers.
We were really wet and cold.
Yeah,
we would have had to have climbed up a bank to get on the road to hitchhike back, so yeah, it was pretty good. We're glad we got rescued.
But after a night in the open and verging on hypothermia, it wasn't exactly a warm welcome.
They got a fair monitoring from me, and we took them around to the police station and took statements from them once they'd warmed up and so on. And they were certainly very humble pie at the end of it.
The trio got off with a warning and the hope others will learn from their mistakes. 3 News.
It was hinted that perhaps you had recommended to these girls that they take off certain garments that were wet and get into your sleeping bag over there when hypothermia was close. Was there any near-death experience that occurred while you were on this trip?
No near-death experience. Just conning them into taking their clothes off by panicking them was the best idea.
Did it work? Knowing him as you do, were you concerned for his safety when he was off on this trek?
Yes, I was. That's why I freaked out. Of course I did.
And did you, so you were a part of the party that was trying to get in touch with the police?
They used my phone. They used this phone here.
Now, you know, the press is calling him stupid and saying horrible things about him. I know that the harbor master was threatening to fine him. Do you find Mike peculiar in any way?
Yes.
And we were just having fun.
And why were there no cell phones with you guys?
Because Mike didn't want to get his wet.
Okay, so they didn't go because they were...
And he thought that there might not be signal.
Was there a time when you were in fear?
Yeah, lying in the leaf-made shelter when it was raining and it was cold. And we didn't know what the weather was going to do. Yes, it was...
Were you hungry?
Yes, we were very hungry.
And is it true that you ran out of food very early or you didn't take it?
Early. Yes, we forgot our food on the way over.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
and it was only a 2-day trip, so it's not like you needed it, right?
Oh, yeah, just an overnight trip, so who needs food?
Is it true that you and Mike have a love interest?
No.
Oh, that's not... I made that up. And did you feel like a third wheel on the trip, or?
No, we were a solid team.
You were a solid team,
yeah.
and did Amy feel like a third wheel, or did anyone feel third?
No, I think Mike was a bit worried he might eat him.
Oh yeah, so he was about to be cooked if you got any more hungry, and you had no food on the trip.
No, we had a pot of honey and some leaves.
A pot of honey and some leaves?
We didn't eat the leaves, we just used them as spoons.
Seriously? Okay, and well, I have to ask you, you had green tea, is that true? Mm-hmm. And you just got water out of the lake? What did you do?
Yeah, we just boiled water out the lake.
The oars, now I've heard different stories. Is it true? How did you make those?
Oh, they were, some Japanese guy shit himself and broke his snowboard in half in the winter, and I sawed it in half made some lovely, extremely good paddles, and I reckon even the harbour master wouldn't argue that they were amazing paddles.
Is that why they were so colorful? Is because they were from a snowboard?
Just because they had a nice card game pattern on them.
Well, you know, what was your motivation for taking two girls to a deserted island across a lake on a raft?
Large tits.
I don't actually know these people.